Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome. Today, I'm excited to share how we utilized AI to navigate the complex landscape of software implementation, specifically focusing on identifying crucial activities, subphases, and artifacts. This was an interesting course because a lot of it was utilizing AI. The first unit, we did talk about how we could identify artifacts with the first phase. And I just kind of continued that practice throughout the course. Basically, what I did is I found a good amount of articles that kind of covered the SDLH, uh, SDLC uh, software development lifecycle, and I fed that into Chat GPT and I asked it to become a subject matter expert on the topic. With that, I was able to kind of have them on a weekly basis check in with each one of the phases of the SDLC and kind of walk me through what the artifacts are and the associated subphases. So that was really helpful. It got me in the right direction, but a lot of it was putting it together myself. But it was it was very critical to have that kind of get me started in the right direction. So that was really nice. Um, so uh, a lot of the time too with these SDLCs and each one of these subphases and artifacts, AI can be utilized to help, I guess, drive those deliverables. For example, in the planning stage, you could deploy AI algorithms to analyze historical project data, extracting patterns and insight. This analysis helps us outline a comprehensive list of required activities and key artifacts, ensuring a solid foundation for the project's success. You could leverage AI for design and development insight. They could vast through data sets, and that was actually instrumental in my application in the design and development phases. By analyzing previous successful projects, AI tools provided recommendations on essential design documents, development artifacts, and streamlining our workflows. This specifically it hits home with me just because I just got my PMP this month actually, and I've worked in a project management capacity for about the last 10 years. So this is really important to kind of have an idea of, I guess, lessons learned, and I mean feeding AI all of the documentation that it needs to actually have an understanding of the dynamic of your work and what have you. Also, in testing, AI can be used to predict potential failure points, guiding our focus towards critical test cases and necessary testing artifacts. For development, you could have AI models assess various strategies. It could aid you in choosing the most effective path and preparing deployment artifacts, as well as in the maintenance phase. For the maintenance phase, AI's predictive and analytics forecasted future support needs. It could help you prepare maintenance documents and support artifacts in advance. The foresight this could provide would help you become well equipped to handle post deployment challenges. AI didn't just automate tasks though; it provides kind of a strategic framework for identifying all the phases of software implementation. Excuse me. Through AI, you could predict, you could plan, execute with greater accuracy, ensuring no critical step or artifact is overlooked. One thing to note on that, though, is this all depends on what you're feeding the AI. You can't just ask it to do your job for you, or it surely could understand industry best practices, but without the appropriate context, it's kind of hard to drive that home. Having AI in the driver's seat entirely. I think the professor kind of covered this on one of the evenings in class that there's something that AI is lacking, i.e., like creativity and instinct. That at this point we don't foresee in the near future that is going to be completely uh, taking over for the human mind. But ultimately, it is a powerful tool that we can use to enhance and optimize our workflows and have an understanding of maybe how to improve and go from there. Because a lot of the times you find that at my work, for example, Yeah, people that have leaned on a spreadsheet that was made 10 years ago, that is just old technology. um, it, you might be inputting data into the spreadsheet, but how are you interpreting it? um, Man, I mean, I've used AI in the past to ask how to perhaps aggregate data, how to use this aggregate data and interpret it, or how I could create a visual to best illustrate, how the data should be interpreted. There's a number of things that you could use with AI that will be helpful in many workflows and many deliverables. So yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot that we've learned in this class as far as the SDLC, and it was an interesting project or projects. Now coming around to Module 8, understanding that AI can be utilized to kind of gather this information and kind of help you with your game plan moving forward. I think it is going to become more and more a tool that we use. I use it at work, trying to kind of riff ideas on how to uh, do things more efficiently and with less effort, really, truly. But yeah, so I'm excited to see what AI has to offer in the coming years, and we'll see where we go from there. But yeah, ultimately, thank you very much for joining this presentation. Sorry I couldn't be there. I'm actually going to be in Mexico, so oh no, boohoo. But we'll see you on the next one. Uh, the use of AI in determining the activities and artifacts for software implementation marks a significant advance in project management, one that promises to redefine our approaches to software development. So that's one closing remark, is just see how I like to see how I could use this in my day to day and my operations, and I would hope that you guys can too. So, alrighty.